Yes, guys, I actually got on time for once. Welcome back to another live preview. Welcome back to another live stream on my channel. As per usual, I always come with the best panel I can possibly bring to you guys. And I brought two regulars. First off, a guy who's becoming very, very regular to the Carefree Lewis G channel, but I'm always glad to have him as well. Alex, what are you saying, man? How's your weekend been?
I'm good. I'm good. Not too bad so far. Hoping, you know, hoping it doesn't get ruined tomorrow. But yeah, we can't count our chickens.
Yeah, I'm hoping so as well. But the way this weekend's looking, we've already seen a couple shocks this weekend, and we haven't even got through one day of the FA Cup weekend. So it's a bit of a madness. But Sadiq, I'm here with you as well. Everyone, check out Worldwide Chelsea. I haven't done so already. Smash the like and subscribe button on his channel, just like to mine as well. But how's your weekend been, bro?
Same old, same old. I mean, Arsenal, lost in it. I mean, I can't really banter them too much, but
I'm
it's
gonna
good
still
to see.
shamelessly do it. I don't care. Willian dropped another disaster class. It was hilarious to wake up
No,
to.
I'm saying like it was like 2 shots on target in 20 games or something like that. So I don't know about troops. It was going a bit mad, but they wanted him. Enjoy
Yeah, and
him.
you know what the worst part is? Everyone was getting that for his reaction to Willie, and I was sitting there thinking, low key, I've sat in the away and then had the exact same reaction to this guy sometimes. Like he does play like that. I can't lie to you. What
Yeah.
else we saying down in the comment section? Hit the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. I'm not sure the name of that guy. Sadiq, do you know the name of that player?
No. I think he's taking the mix still.
Oh, I thought I was gonna catch you lot out. Okay, but it is
He's
what it
taking
is.
the
You,
mic.
bro,
You're taking
you
the
can't
mic.
catch me out that easily. Alex, I saw you try to do that on the last live stream as well, but I ain't gonna run still. You think I forgot about that? Big up Will saying the AC Hive going strong, and
Oh
hopefully we'll
man.
see in the Danish rule start tomorrow as well. Fourth kit, yes, there was a leak for the fourth kit that came out 24 hours ago. We're going to discuss that in this video. We're not going to directly talk about Chelsea Luton, because if we do, this is a 10-minute, 15-minute live, and then we're out of it. I want to try and get some depth on this. We'll try and go through a couple topics, and then we'll go into Chelsea Luton deeper into the live stream. But big up everyone who's locked in already. We've got over 100 of you guys already. Big up Max with the prop and everything. And big up Wayne Molds with the first donation. Big up yourself, man. Yo, we are doing the Royal Rumble watch along, by the way, so I will send you a link for that. They said, my guy's doing it right. Smash the like button so we don't lose tomorrow's game. You lot already know, smash the like button and please don't let another jinx happen. First bit of news we'll talk about. It's one that we already knew was going to happen, but now we've had the confirmation as well. And I think he was on the sub bench for AC Milan too. Fikayo Tomori has now, my thing hasn't gone up, but there he is. Fikayo Tomori has gone on loan to AC Milan. It's a 6-month loan deal, which in terms of him being on loan is personally 6 months too late. I do still think he should have gone out on loan at the start of the season as to now, and that's part of the reason why he's been so frustrated in recent months as well. The only jarring thing is the 25 million option to buy, which if Paolo Maldini can get in his head as much as he probably already has done with the co-sign, we've probably lost Fikayo Tomori. And in the grand scheme of things, it's not necessarily too bad, seeing as the depth that we have in our defence. We've got Malang Sarr coming back off loan. We also have Xavier Mbuyamba, who's meant to be a massive prospect within the next 5 years. So it's not a massive kick in the teeth if we do lose Fikayo Tomori, but same way, you don't want to be letting go of a talent like this, especially with him having first-team experience of over a year playing for Chelsea as well, compared to the other two signings that we've had. It wouldn't be great to lose him, especially for that sort of fee, and it would feel like we're losing another big prospect. But Alex, I'm going to start with you. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, if he had gone on loan in the summer, it could have potentially had a full season's worth of football under his belt. Yeah, wouldn't have been to AC Milan. I mean, I heard the talk was West Ham, but he didn't want to join. But yeah, it would have been good to see him get a full season's worth of experience in the Premier League, especially because when he did play last season, he didn't really put a foot wrong. Overall, I'd say he's pretty composed, and it's just good to get some playing time because he seems to have all of a sudden just dropped down the pecking order rapidly.
Yeah, and this is the thing, because I struggle to understand the reasons for it, because last season, no defender really stuck out as anybody amazing. I thought everyone had decent spells of form. There was a time where Rudiger was our best defender, or to be honest, he was probably the worst one out of the lot. There was times where Christensen was a good defender, and there was time he looked absolutely terrible as well. Same thing with Kurt Zuma. He looked very suspect at the start of the 1920 season, and then by the end of the season, he was our best centre back. And Fikayo Tomori too started well, looked poor towards some games at the end of the season, and then we never saw him since. So I don't get why Tomori's been ousted out of the team as much as anybody else. If I have to play devil's advocate, maybe the only reason why is because Lampard did initially want him to go on loan, and that's now another issue for him because both him and Rudiger turned their backs at the last minute and said, no, I actually want to stay here. But Sadiq, what's your thoughts?
I've only seen one realistic report on it in terms of his aerial duels. He's not really confident up there, and he might lose concentration. That's what was discussed with his game. Why he wasn't ready to be third choice at least in this team. So that's why Frank Lampard basically dropped him. Didn't really give him a chance again. And obviously, like you said, he should have went on loan time ago. He didn't go, and now they've unfollowed each other on Instagram. Apparently, that's what the comments are saying as well. So it's looking a bit peak right now. So he didn't play today though. He didn't play today. He was unused.
Yeah, and they got smacked 3-0 as well, but we're not going to say that's for any reason due to Tomori not starting. But here's the thing. We're saying he's not good in the air, and we say he has a mistake in him. Big up Jesters as well. In fact, I need to give you a mod. I haven't done that yet. I'm starting to make more mods, so I'm starting to get onto that a little bit more. But Tomori's not good in the air and has a mistake in him. I could say the same thing about Christensen. I could also say the same thing to an extent about Antonio Rudiger as well. Because the last 2 or 3 games, I've seen how many balls go towards his head that I know Kurt Zuma's putting into the back of the net, or at least testing the goalkeeper with. So we can say that about him, but the same way, it's the same thing we can say for 2 or 3 other players. So I don't get why that works for him.
Yeah.
What I will say, though, do you lot think it's a case of favoritism or lack of experience? Because at the very least, the start of this Chelsea spell, he was looking like our best defender, even though he was the least experienced as well. Alex, what's your thoughts?
I wouldn't say it's down to lack of experience. I mean, what is he, 23, 24 years old? The guy has actually played a lot of football for someone of his age. I mean, obviously, he was at Derby with Frank as manager. He also had brief spells at Hull City, and I think he was even at Brighton. So I wouldn't say it's down to lack of experience as such. My honest opinion is that they've had some sort of set to at the training ground. I presume this was probably either at the back end of last year, or even in the January stages, sort of New Year of last season, because he just seemed to rapidly deteriorate out of the squad completely. Like it wasn't as if he was making a few mistakes and then he'd be on the bench and whatnot. Some match days we weren't even seeing him in the squad, and yeah, it's just I don't really understand, because you look at the start of the season, you look at all the centre halves we have, even Malang Sarr, before we went out alone, and you say to yourself, he's not the worst defender there. We can sit here and argue about whether he's the second best or third best, but yeah, it's an odd one, Lewis, to be honest with you.
I think it's the ball as well, though, man. I think the ball play a huge part in these choices, because if Tomori gets picked over certain players like Rudiger and Christensen, these are going to be like, we have more experience, we've been here for whatever, we're a lot older and all that nonsense, and it could bring down more issues within the dressing room. We have to think of it like that, because you lot might look at it right now from outside and be like, it's not that deep, but those guys might see it differently because they've been there for a couple of years now. So if someone comes in, yeah, I'm talking about like Rudiger or Christensen. Like, imagine you're told, it's like David Luiz. David Luiz was told he's not going to be playing, and he's like, all right, cool, I'm out. That's what he said straight. So I'm thinking, same tomorrow, he was player of the season for Derby, and Frank Lampard was basically there as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
First season was playing players based on merit. Like we don't really see that as much this season, or maybe even for at least the first half of the first season as well. It was playing players on merit, and on the David Luiz thing, I understand that, but same way with the mess that our defense was last season, I don't get why he's leaving just because he's told he's fourth choice centre back. Like he wouldn't have the opportunities to get himself back into the squad as well. Like I'll move to Jester's comment as well. He says, spot on, but Tomori's the only one we could move out at the time. Rudiger and Christensen are there to be moved, but nobody wants to pay the money. I only know Rudiger is someone we were trying to move as well, but for the most part, we were just trying to move. We were trying to move him as a permanent option. Towards the end of the summer transfer window, it was like, okay, we can't move him, so we're going to try and get him out on loan as well. And the only real options I think were either Tottenham or some other options in Italy as well. But those ones didn't go through either. Tomori did have a loan option. He was about to go to West Ham, and he said no at the final hour because he wanted to stay back and fight for his spot. That's why I think it's more Tomori's fault why he hasn't had the amount of game time the last 6 months. Because I've still been saying so many times on these lives, regardless of how many times you think, regardless of how much game time you think he would have at Chelsea, it still wouldn't be anything near the amount he would have at West Ham or at a mid-table Premier League side or wherever he would go out on loan if it wasn't a top-tier team. Because he would be good enough to start for them week in and week out.
But he's probably deep in it, like, why should he not get game time, G? Like, why is Rudiger Christensen ahead of me, G? That's what he's probably thinking, though, isn't it? Why should he move? Why should he move out on loan? Like that, we always talk about a player should fight for his position. We talk about David Luiz when he got told fourth choice. Some people didn't want him at the club. Some people did. Okay, I miss his long balls. Like in terms of the balls he gave, for the forwards and stuff. So we have to be. I don't know how to describe it, man. It's like we say one thing for one player, but then we don't say the same for Tomori. I feel like Tomori did the right choice, in my opinion, man. I feel. Yeah, I think he was right, man. Because
really, because we got 5 centre backs.
Because we weren't playing Rudiger that day, man. Rudiger was out. Rudiger came back. Why did Rudiger come back?
I only know that he didn't want to go to Tottenham because he thought he'd lose his love from the Chelsea fans as a result.
That's what I'm saying.
The Italian options, I'm not sure. I don't know if they just didn't go through or if it was an issue on their half or our half. I'm not too sure. Alex, what were you going to say?
Yeah, but also, Luke, you look at the how the pecking order's changed since Lampard's been here. I mean, his preference, he's gone from having, like even when he plays like a 3 at the back or even a 2 at the back, he's gone from having Tomori being a regular starter between about September and January last season. If not first choice, then definitely second choice centre half. He's now become 5th. You look at how Rudiger's sort of gone down in the pecking order and gone back up again. It just seems to be the way he picks players just seems to go from one extreme to another. And I know we're talking about the defence at the moment, but you look at the midfield, for example. Everyone forgets Loftus-Cheek actually started the first game of the season against Brighton. He's now on loan at Fulham. You know what I mean? He just goes from one to another.
I think that first performance exposed him, like how far he was back to being his best.
But he still started. Yeah, but even if he starts the game and you're not impressed with him, then maybe you have him on the bench for the next game, or you gradually ease him in, give him some minutes here and there over the early course of the season. But he's gone straight on loan to Fulham, and he seems to play most weeks for Fulham. So you just look at how the pecking order's changed, and personally, I think there's something more. Whether it's an argument he's had with Lampard or I don't think it would be an error to his game as such, because I don't think you would just change your mind like that within the space of a season. I mean, the guy won, as Scott just said in the comments, the guy won Player of the Year at Derby under Lampard. So
I don't understand the fallout and how it could have got this bad this quickly.
Yeah, I don't understand either, but I think something's been going on for months. Because remember when, I think it was about this time last year, we played Hull in the FA Cup, right? And he started that game and scored. And I think that was among the first. I think he played against Forest as well, but those were among the first minutes he actually got last year. And yeah, we didn't really see him in the Premier League especially after Project Restart, and even before then. To be honest with you,
No, I just
think-
remember the Bournemouth game. I know he played Leicester in the Cup quarter-final, and that's just it, to be honest. I don't recall anything else.
yeah, and when Christensen got sent off against Liverpool this season, yeah, Tomori was brought on. I think he actually did all right.
Big up,
To be honest with you.
Flawless.
You know, I think he put in a shift. Obviously, the game was done by then, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last 45 minutes against Liverpool, I thought he produced a really good performance, seeing as we were down to 10 men, but we didn't see him play anymore since then. And I'm not sure what it is, but that just makes me think even more. If Lampard's still here by the end of the season, do you really see him coming back if AC Milan want to keep him?
Nah, he definitely not. Oh, charisma. Oh, Mr. Charisma.
I big up Kaio as usual. Give me a second. I'm gonna get your channel in the comments.
We can't
section.
hear you, bro. You're muted. You're muted.
Yeah, Kaio, chat to me, man. How are you?
Muted.
Oh, is he still on mute?
Still mute.
Nah, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. G.
He's got his DJ settings failing right now, and that's the thing. Man.
All right, we got 230 of you, man, locked in. So big up everyone here. Like and
I like the video you lot, man. Like the video.
I think you guys can hear
There
me.
you go.
Hear me?
There you are. I can hear you.
There
I can
go,
hear
yeah.
you.
There
Go
we
on, chat to me, man. How's your week been? And chat to me on Fikayo Tomori. What's your thoughts?
Good, man. Just came back from the gym. Fikayo Tomori is like depressing, man. He's gone. Lampard lies to us about it. He's like, he has a future at Chelsea. Yeah, that's why he includes like a McDonald's meal price, like buyback clause. You know what I mean? So, this club, man.
On that, is that him who's making that buyback clause, or is it the club that's doing that?
Well, if he been pushing him towards the exit door the whole season, not playing him at all, then it is him. At the end of the day, the club can only deal with like the cards that has been given to them as far as him wanting playtime. And I think it reached a point where just the relationship is broken between him, the club, and Lampard.
Yeah, I hear that. It's more or less echoing the same.
20
thing.
minutes on Tomori, fam. That's a mazza, fam. That's a new record, G.
Do you want to know why? Because Tomori's close to all of our hearts. He's Chelsea youth as well, so we care a lot about him. I do want to move on to this question from Jesters as well. And I'll start with you on this one, Kaya. With all the talent that we brought in the summer, why are we still playing a formation designed around Mason Mount? And this is something that we spoke about on the Blue Balls podcast as well. David, big up David if he's watching this. But he came on and he was getting so much stick for saying this in the start because he said he don't rate Mason Mount. But then the more he started talking about it, the more he started making a bit of sense. Well, it's not to say Mason Mount's a poor player, but
he's not a hazard. He's not a hazard. A lot of people think he's not a hazard.
The same way, we're also playing a system that works for him at the detriment of 5 other players. But go on.
I think the reason we play Mount so much is because Lampard did, like, when you think about it, for the 2 years that he's been in management, Mount has always been there. So he is the one player that knows his system inside out, and I feel like he built a system around him because that's the only system he knows. So it's kind of like he's just used to it. That's what he's used to. That's why he goes to Mount. But if he ever going to make it at the top club, he needs to build a team that fits everybody and not just that one player. And I feel like that's Lampard's biggest issue. And unfortunately, not much we can do. I just feel that Lampard inexperience is the reason he overplay Mount, because he's the only player that actually understands what he wants him to do. If you look at the other players, they're all confused of their positioning and what they're supposed to do other than Mount. So,
brother, a quick one. I've seen an article today about Mason Mount maybe captain, and I was shocked.
Christ, yeah.
I was shocked. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I get it. It's a bit of fight. I get it. It's a bit of fighting that you saw from last game, but I'm confused, fam. Like, these Lampard in fans, match going fans that love Mason Mount.
Speaking of that, did you guys see the Liam Toomey
Frank Lampard stuff?
Mm-hmm. No, the latest one. He said yesterday live on the what's it called, on the Chelsea Fancast. He basically said,
what happened on the Fancast? Go on.
He basically said even if he does turn around, the club already made the decision. It's even if he turns it around and he's still gonna leave at the summer. The maximum he's ever gonna get was the summer.
I mean,
that's it.
with the form that we've seen the last 6 weeks, I'm not surprised. I would say if Lampard produced a remontada of all remontadas, I do think they may reconsider. But same way, I don't see that happening because
I don't think so. Yeah, because according to Liam, what he said on the Chelsea Fancast, and I can send it to you after, like if you want to look at it, I'll send you. I took the recording. Yeah. So basically, what he said there's a lot of things that they're not allowed to post as journalists because they're basically not allowed to. They promise the source that they want, but based on the things that they've been hearing. Basically, even if he does turn around, he has broken too many relationships at board level for him to continue at the club. And now there's like the only thing that's is left is either he finishes the season or not.
Well, wait. So let's go back a little bit. He's broken too many relationships at board level.
Yeah.
So what are we saying? Like the issues with Lampard are stemming further away than just the fringe players. You're saying?
Yeah, there's just it's not only the players. It's basically the people who didn't support, who never wanted Lampard. They wanted an experience. I don't know. You probably heard this rumors that there is a part of the Chelsea board that didn't want Lampard. They want someone experienced. That the same people who don't want Rice, like there's a lot of things that happen back and forth with the Chelsea board. Like
no way the board are infighting as bad as the fan base are. This
is probably, but still, like there's a lot of stuff going on at Chelsea. But you could tell that Lampard there is a lot of things going on.
I don't see where he would have lost issues with the board because if anything, I think the connection between the board and the management team are closer than it's ever been in recent years. You've seen how poor our transfer activity was before we got to Frank Lampard.
Yeah, but that could be just very good PR. Chelsea's always been good at PR, I'll send you the recording. You take a look at it.
Yes, please send me that because I'm very surprised to hear that.
But basically, the way Liam was talking, like it's basically they reached the point with no return.
Yeah, I mean, while we're on here, we might as well go straight to the big news anyway, and we'll talk about Frank Lampard's issues with the press that's just been coming out the last few days. Now, everyone knows about the Liam Toomey, Frank Lampard back and forth that's been happening because this is literally over 24 hours ago. But just to refresh everyone's mind, also 272 of you guys here, let's make that 272 likes as well. He says, Liam Toomey asked about what having Petr Cech around the club is like at a time of low confidence. And then Frank Lampard replied that if their confidence is shot, it could well have something to do with the kind of articles that he's been writing, saying that he's been writing negative stuff when the team's been going poorly and was less than complimentary when things are going well. So he's asked for some objectivity from him. And here's the thing, because I struggle to understand why he's gone after Liam out of all journalists, because I feel like his articles ain't really that bad. I feel like it's the same thing as like fan media where you portray the club in the way that it is right now.
I can answer it, but I don't know if you're gonna be a big fan of my response, because Matt Law basically kissing his ass. Most of the journalists are kissing his ass, saying give him more time, blah blah blah. But Liam Toomey is actually being objective, saying Chelsea have never been this disorganized, and he even gave an example of Chelsea under Conte, the way we defended as well. And just Lampard just didn't like that. He was acting like he was shielding the player, but in reality, he was just shielding his inexperience. So for me, it's just basically because Liam actually tried to be objective. So it's kind of hypocritical from Lampard.
Liam weren't even really that disrespectful. At the worst thing, it was that Kai Havertz tweet where he's like, how am I going to tell my kids that Kai Havertz didn't pass from here? And even at that case, it's like, really? I mean, it's not like the most offensive thing you're ever going to see on Twitter, especially after another Chelsea defeat. Like, if you really want to pull up offensive tweets, we can go into Chelsea Twitter and pull up some seriously offensive tweets. We don't need to go for anything like that. Yeah. I at the most, I can understand you might want professionalism from people in that sort of field, but also same way, like it is Twitter. Like Twitter's where everyone is casual in that anyway. But Adam, I'm going to go to you as well. What were your thoughts?
Adam, you mean
Alex? Alex, sorry. I was trying to in the private chat, that's why. But Alex, chat to me. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, look, one thing I will say, someone made a good point though. Obviously, he said that, some of the things that Liam was writing and whatnot. But then earlier on in the press conference, he said that he didn't really listen or pay attention to a lot of what the media was actually saying. So two things I'd say about that are, one, he sort of undermined his own argument by bringing that up. And two, you know what? If he doesn't like what people are writing, then really doesn't have to read it at the end of the day. You know, being a Chelsea manager, we all know what the the baggage that the role comes with. It's going to be a big spotlight on you, whoever you are, right? And you know, when he first came Chelsea manager, you know what this position is about and how cutthroat it is. And if you're not performing, or if you're not getting the players to perform even, then you are going to be under the spotlight. And a third thing I'll say is, if you don't want all the negative publicity around you, start winning some games. You know what I mean?
Exactly that. I mean, you can't be pissed off that after 2 league wins in your last 8 games, you're getting negative press about you. And I think we've seen in Frank Lampard's press conferences as well, the pressure does look like he's starting to get to him. But I do want to ask you all as well, because we're trying to look at it from both different points of view.
It killed me, though. You know what killed me, Lewis? It killed me because he said, "Oh, Liam, you know, the players reading those kind of articles, it's not helping their confidence." Really, Lampard? It's the journalist. It's not you that goes to the journalist and say, "Oh, we don't have an assist machine," or "Oh, we don't have a goal scorer," like a day before the game. It's just he says so many hypocritical stuff, so many hypocritical crap that he says. Or when he says the player don't know the basics, I'm tired of all this hypocritical BS that he comes up with, man. No, I'm tired of it.
I hear that as well, because the last few weeks, like, he's even been losing his mind in the press conference. That's usually the place where you go there. And Frank Lampard usually owns the press conference. He always comes out there looking like a really confident manager who speaks really well. And now he's even losing that in his game. Sadiq, what's your thoughts?
Bro, you know what? I'm just thinking of one thing. Like, when Lampard first came in, I thought the community might come a bit closer in it together. You know, there's a lot of hate from sorry days and stuff like that. But then look, it's been more divided than ever. The Lampard in fans, the banner, all this plays a part in this toxic Twitter days, yeah. And then him, the only thing I didn't rate from Liam was some of the words that he used when he posted the article. But at the same time, he's definitely right. I feel like Lampard's looking for excuses to cover himself, 100%. Yep. That's a fact, okay? But I just didn't like the way Liam said a few things about the players, and they're like, you know, how's he going to tell his grandkids or whatever it was. I didn't rate that person. As a journalist, I just didn't rate that. I know Lewis was saying that, oh, you know, it's fine when people say it in general, but these men are getting paid to say certain things. That's why I didn't rate it. So Lampard...
But Sadiq, he says that stuff himself to the players. He said the players are doing the basics wrong. So what's wrong if the journalist says it? If he said it to them, like, they obviously listen to what he's saying. He's the one who's saying it, so it doesn't make any sense.
But you know what the thing is, though? It's probably Jody Morris telling Lampard. You know, like, Jody Morris is probably telling him every single thing that's happening on social media right now.
Mario and Luigi, man. Mario and Luigi.
What does Morris do, bro? Like, literally, what does he do, man? I want to support the guy, but what does he do? Honestly, like, someone tell me.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Alex, I feel like you'd be the best one for this. What does Jody Morris actually do?
I can tell you, to be honest. I mean, obviously, with his experience working with the youth team, you'd think fringe players like Hudson-Odoi would be getting more of an opportunity because he would have seen them the most. But I can't tell you. I mean, usually he's sort of standing right behind him, whispering some sort in his ear or whatever. The other day, he wasn't doing any of that, but you could see him just slumped in his chair. It looked like they knew the writing was on the wall, as if to say that they'd all be sacked after the Leicester game, but they're here. So, you know, I couldn't tell you, Lewis. I don't know what he does. I'm not saying he does nothing. Don't get it twisted.
He's just toxic.
I don't know.
He's just toxic.
I don't think he says anything, though. I think he's worried to say something to Lampard. He needs to tell him, you're doing this wrong. Change it.
But don't you guys think? Don't you think he's very, very toxic, like of an individual, man? Like, do you see that post he liked on Instagram? All our players follow him on Instagram, man. No. You didn't see the new one when he was saying the players are not playing for Lampard. He liked that.
Yeah,
post.
yeah.
Saying,
we spoke about it, Lewis. We spoke about it yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, then, how many players are actually falling out with Frank Lampard at this point? Because 3 weeks ago we were hearing it's just the fringe players. Now his film can also speculate, and for all we know, he could have just accidentally pressed the like button.
All right, give me a second, guys, and come back.
Yeah, go for it. He's going to get food delivered, so he'll be back in a few minutes. But looking back at the Jody Morris tweet, are we speculating too much on it, or do we actually think there's any truth to it? Because really and truly, he could have just accidentally pressed the like button once.
Kaya just wants to jump on it, fam. That's all it is. Kaya's on it, bro. He just wants something from it, man. I get it.
Kai's been Lampard out since day one, so like I fully understand that that's the only thing that he's going to be thinking through. But
Hey, yo, you lot in the comments. You lot in the comments, man. In the comments, man. Why you lot talking about your mums and dads, bro? What's going on here, man? Kaya out, people, man.
Has also
Harold and Kumar, what?
Kaya out, man. Mums and dads,
that Hudson Odoi has always been injured. Name one season he's played injury-free. All right, then. Well, then, how comes when he's come on in the last few games over the course of a month or two, he's come on, scored goals and assists? Then
who said what? Who said what?
He wasn't injured against Fulham, was he? Didn't start the game. Wasn't injured against City.
It's just been a slow return back to form since he's had that Achilles injury against Burnley 2 seasons ago.
Who are you referring to?
Chelsea.
Yeah, someone said Hudson Odoi's been hasn't had one season injury-free. Well, all right then.
That's it as well. Also, I did want to highlight Jester's super chat. He said Lampard's doing his best Wizard of Oz. Ignore the man behind the curtain. You know the manager is feeling the heat when he blames the others and not himself. This was the next topic that I wanted to get onto with this. And when I'm trying to, because I'm always going to try look at it from both different sides of the coin to try and get both different points of view on it. You could say this was Lampard being under the pressure, but also the same way we've seen managers do this a lot, where they say wild things in the press room just to try and take the pressure off the team and put it onto themselves. Now, you could say Lampard is trying to do this because he has been under Jose Mourinho's management for 4 years, and that was a very big tactic of his managerial game. Alex, I'll start with you. Do you think it's Frank Lampard finally starting to crack under the pressure, or do you think he's trying to play a little bit the same mind games that he's seen from his old managers?
I don't know. It's hard to say because we're not in his position. And, obviously it's easy to say that, the players aren't playing for him and, maybe starting to crack under the pressure. I don't know because you think about it, right? Obviously, last season we have more points at this time, and we're probably playing better football as well. We'll actually know probably about it, definitely. But you look at it and say, you know what? We did have some bad patches last season. Maybe not like 2-3 consecutive games where we were struggling for points, but like think about that the December period, for example, between beating Spurs away and Arsenal, we lost to Southampton at home, and and as a player, right, he should be used to getting pressure, not at this level, because as a manager, obviously the spotlight's only on you because you're in that sort of single position where everything sort of revolves around you. But I don't know, man. It's because
it's Frank Lampard.
All it takes, and this is completely hypothetical, yeah. Let's say we win our next 2 or 3 league games. That's a huge confidence booster. So,
what, in front of February games? What, Atletico and all those games coming up? I still trust it.
Let's say he beats Wolves on Tuesday. Yeah, he beats Spurs Burnley as well and Burnley. Yeah, then that's a huge confidence booster.
But that's all that we've wanted to see anyway, is just a run of games against also teams that we can respect a victory against, because we've only been going off wins against the bottom half of the table. We still struggle to beat any team above us except for West Ham. Adam, big up to yourself, man. Thanks for jumping on. Chat to me about literally the Lampard versus Tomori news. What's your thoughts?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, it's one of them ones. We've never seen Lampard like that in a press conference before, so it was very strange to see. I don't think Liam Tomori was I don't think he was that bad in what he said and what his articles were, because I read his articles as well in The Athletic. And I don't think they were that bad. I think Lampard, he's feeling the pressure, and I think he's finding someone to take it out on. And that's my opinion. I feel like he's finding someone to take it out on, and I think it was Liam there. He was unfortunately the victim. But there was someone in here that said, I think it was Kai who said that that Lampard also says that we don't have a goal machine or we don't have a playmaker. So what confidence does that do on the likes of Werner and Havertz themselves? Yet he's trying to now fight for them in his press conferences. So he's basically contradicting himself.
Exactly that. And if anything, I think the most damning part has been said in the press conference by other managers. I'm just going to get up Hasenhutl's comments as Peter Bosz as well, but I want to start with Hasenhutl because Hasenhutl literally came out and just said Frank Lampard's been using him the wrong way. I want to get the direct quotes here, but what is that going to do for a manager's confidence when you've literally got your fellow managers saying the exact same thing that the guys are saying in the boardroom as well, and that you're not getting the best out of the players on the pitch that you've paid for? Alex, I'll start with you on this one.
Well, listen, if other managers are saying it, then it is food for thought. At the end of the day, he can get annoyed with journalists, yeah, and during these press conferences. But like I said, he doesn't have to listen or read what's actually being said about him. But what I will say is, you know, I'm not sure how much attention he pays to other managers and what they say, but even you think James Maddison came out the other day after the game and said about how he knew certain things before about how we played before the game, whatever, and that obviously comes from, you know, Brendan Rodgers and how he set the players up for that game in particular. And you know, if other managers can see it, I mean, we sit here every week and say how predictable we are, how predictable it is for us to see. So you imagine other managers, how predictable it is for them to, you know, just set up a team to play against us specifically. And, you know, it just makes it easier for them, especially when we're on a bad run of form at the moment. And my bad. The Wolves game's on Wednesday. Actually, I said Tuesday, but
yeah, that's half the reason why we can't try and throw the same sort of team for the fucking Luton Town game as well. Sadiq, I just want to get your thoughts on some of the quotes as well. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, look, man, if a man just saying how it is, you know, that you're doing something wrong, definitely, man. And look, I want to tell everyone in the comments that we all want Lampard to succeed. Like, no one wishes bad on him or anything like that, but the job looks too big for him currently. That's all it is. You know, he might be a better manager in 5 years' time, and then, you know, it'll be better for him or something here. But right now, it looks like, I agree with Kaya. I think, you know what, they might keep him to end of the season and kind of tell him to resign rather than him getting sacked, so he doesn't look as toxic, maybe. But if a man just telling you about how players should be playing and what they're doing wrong, then yeah, you kind of need to improve.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, I do agree with what you're saying. Lampard is looking likely to get the end of the season, and then he's just going to get with that little, you know, the mutual consent ones. It's not going to be a sacking thing, but they're going to have that mutual agreement to it. That it's going to be more along the lines of what you're saying. Adam, final thoughts before we move on to the next topic.
Well, I think Hasenhuttl is right. I mean, he's worked with Werner before, so I mean, need I say more? Really, I mean, he's doing a fantastic job at Southampton, and I think his comments on how Lampard's using Werner is justified, to be honest.
Yeah. Just before we go into the final topic, which is actually going to be the Chelsea-Luton game, I do want to ask you guys' thoughts on the new leaks for the Chelsea fourth kit that's just come out. Now, I can't lie, man. This is again one of them kits, so I'm looking at it. It's like, I need to see it on the players, or I just need to get used to it a little bit more before I like it. First off, can someone educate me? What's this 180 Air thing? Is this another sponsor or what?
Nike. I thought it's Nike.
I think it's to do or something.
It's
At
Nike.
this point,
You just broke up there.
At this point, just start using Puma, man. Adidas was good, but you know, Nike is
Nike
just
180,
Jesus
isn't it?
Christ.
I'm sure it's Nike, man. Something to do with Nike.
Yeah,
It's
because it's the same sort of colorway for our third kit, and the third kit wasn't even based on anything Chelsea. It was based on another colorway for the Nike, for one of their Nike. I think it was the Air Max 95s, was it?
Yeah, Kyle, man, talk to your boys, man, up there, man. Tell them to fix it up, man. What's
Yeah,
this, man?
I
Bro,
can't lie.
I am tired of Nike, man. Like, why don't we ever get like a cool black and gold kit, man? Why is it always like either white, pink, or weird colors, man?
Yeah, it's
Tired
because
of this.
I noticed with Nike kits that
That's it.
other teams have
Mm.
such good kits. They have
If
such.
you
good
deem
kits.
it, we're really just Air Max sponsors.
Like,
at
did
this
you
point.
see?
This and the
Did you
third
see
kit.
Did you see the PSG black and gold one? That one is sick.
Yeah,
Why don't we
yeah.
ever have like a cool black and
Yeah.
gold kit, man?
Yeah,
All
I'm
our kit is
starting
so
to
boring,
think-
man.
Link up, please.
I'm starting to think.
Palace, yeah, it's Palace kit. This one, man.
Yeah,
This is
I'm
another
starting to
Palace.
think someone from the Palace is behind all these designs. It literally just looks like we've got a white shirt out of lost property and cut some of our third kit off and just stuck it on.
Yeah.
With some PVA
Like
glue
the
or something.
concepts look so much better, man. Like, did you see the concepts that they're making? That like the black
Yeah,
and gold one. I really like that one.
No,
Yeah.
some of the concept. I'm gonna get some of these up here really quickly while we get through it. But some of the concept kits, every single year we see concept kits, and they come out 10 times better than anything else we've seen. And then the ones that we come up with, fair play to last season. Last season was the best brand of kits I've seen come out with. But this season, it does just feel another massive step back.
You really
What,
think so? I
even-
only like
even
the
the
white one
90s
from
one?
last season.
No, the home kit I like. The away kit, I'm still.
The
not
third
really
kit wasn't all
feeling
that,
I
man.
like.
The third kit wasn't all that, fam.
Yeah.
The third
Yeah.
kit, I'm
It was
only
kinda
warming
weird.
up to it more because Olivier Giroud scored 4 goals against Sevilla with that, and it feels a little bit iconic as a result. Other than that, there's nothing else to it for me. I mean, we're talking about the Crystal Palace thing yet again. Where is this kit? Because it generally looks like the 15-16 away kit. I don't know if anyone's seen that yet.
Sign Zaha, man. Let Zaha wear that.
Where is it? Yeah, literally. Do you see any difference?
No.
Jesus.
It's
mate.
depressing,
That's
man.
real kit, actually. That's tragic.
Like, I can't be arsed, man. Like,
Man.
I hate to say, you might see it for 1 or 2 games and think it actually looks semi-decent, but
Did you see the
sit? Paying 80 quid for it. I
Did you
can't
see
lie.
the city Puma ones? They actually look like cool concepts, man. Puma actually
Which one?
tries. Nike and Adidas just copy paste like all the
The
kits
city
nowadays.
pattern is
I
quite
mean,
nice.
City's away kit, the one they wore today against Cheltenham, I rated. That was a decent kit.
I like the black and Cooper one. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
you guys said,
Samson.
man said he looks like a Spurs shirt. I can't be arsed.
Ugh.
Imagine
Spuds.
Chelsea with a Jordan sponsor. That would be lit. Zaha could wear it. 3 instead of... Yeah, if we had the 3 numbers, I feel like that would look like a much better shirt than just a 3 logo.
Well, maybe if we had a Jordan sponsor, we'd actually have some balls in the air that were actually converted into goals once in a while.
Oh, I can't be arsed, man. But yeah, I just wanted to go through that quickly. Like, we're just going to have a little chat about the thoughts on the 4th kit. But yeah, mutually just feeling about it. But let's go to the final topic. Let's chat about Chelsea versus Luton.
game.
And Alex, I'm going to start with you on this because you're really not optimistic. That's definitely not the word for it. But you're really talking about how we could be in for a big game tomorrow against Luton Town, and we really can't try and underestimate them. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I don't think this game is going to be as easy as some people are making out. I mean, you think, Luton are a championship team. They're in they're mid-table at the moment. I think recently, last 5 games, they've won like 2 out of their 5, which isn't fantastic. But there is a chance of a cup upset. Personally, I don't think they will win. I think we should win. But I wouldn't put it past us to lose to them either. It's not one of those games you can just say, yeah, we're definitely through to the next round. And I think this will be a game for Frank more than anything. He just wants a confidence booster, prove a point. It's not really going to change people's opinions on him as such, but
Yeah,
it's just like it'll give him a bit of confidence, or it should do anyway, and even some of the players. And he'll probably put out a strong team, I think. Anyway, you think the team he put out against Morecambe, I mean, that was better than some of the teams he's put out in the league this season. So but it's not. I don't think it'll be an easy game. Not as easy as people making out, anyway.
There was no passion. There was no aggression. There was
we never make any game easy nowadays. Every game is like painful to watch,
Yeah, I mean, I
Swear to
think
God.
they've only scored like 21 goals or something. They don't score many goals, but they don't let in many.
Guys, you lot are negative, man.
many-
You lot are negative.
How many teams have we said that about this season? Oh, they don't score many goals. Wolves
No, you
being
lot are
one of them.
negative. Negative.
Yeah,
No,
but-
it's not about being negative, Sadiq.
Do you
It's
blame him
being
at this point?
realistic. It's being realistic.
This is
I'm not one
Chelsea,
of these.
bro. This is
Yeah,
Chelsea.
this is Chelsea under Lampard. It's
Exactly.
different. It's different. It's not the same Chelsea, man. It's
I'm
like
joking, man. I'm joking. I'm taking the mic.
Sadiq. I'll give you some context. We are behind West Ham and Southampton.
Yeah,
That's-
but
that's
they're
the
not
Chelsea
doing
we are-
bad.
we are
man. They're
now.
not doing bad. They're not doing bad.
That's not an ex-
Southampton not doing bad.
But
I mean,
we are
West
we are
Ham should be higher than. Like Southampton have a good manager and he's got the best out of that squad and everything. West Ham, we should be above these lot. The fact that they're above us is embarrassing enough.
Is
as
this
it is.
this is our worst? Is this our worst ever season so far? Like midway,
Maybe.
or I think the only time that we were worst is the 15-16 season, the season you don't speak of. But that's the only time.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
quick can of worms as well. Just to say, Rafa available at the moment. I know
Yeah.
people in the comments
Yeah.
are probably gonna try
you
and
think
go
it's a coincidence?
saying
Let's say that again.
Rafa
I think it's a
Benitez.
coincidence.
Available now.
Rafa Benitez is available at the moment. Just saying.
Yeah, he's
Can of
resigned.
worms, I know.
You would
But
take Rafa Benitez.
I would. You could shoot me down. in flames.
listen.
Bro, I
say
would
what you
take
want.
Sadiq over Lampard right now, man.
Bro, why you taking the mic?
where I am right now.
Why you
Wait,
blame me,
No,
fam?
no. I need explanations first.
Listen,
Adam,
listen.
please. We'll start with you. Explain yourself. Rafa Benitez, go on.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he came in, stabled the ship at Chelsea, got us third place when we were on course to not even make top four back in 2013. Also won a trophy. I know it was the Europa League, but won a trophy. It was a tough game, Benfica. People calling for his head the whole season when he was there, despite him actually doing a very good job. I thought he'd done a very good job. Obviously, we know his quality. For me, but for me, I would, if he was available, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. I know there's better options out there. Don't get me wrong, but I would not oppose to Rafa Benitez being as interim manager for us.
Here's the thing, because one thing with him is I do remember him falling out a lot with some of the elder players.
John Terry.
John Terry is a massive example. And I could just see that happening this one as well. He comes in and the first thing he does is just bench Thiago Silva and say you're past it without even looking at him too much. Dammy, I want to come to you because you came here and I just saw the face of instant disgust. Chat to me about Rafa Benitez, bro.
Where are your standards? Where is your memory, fam? Have you not forgotten what happened when he signed for the team? Now, obviously, thing is, I'm not here to do a Daddy Frank violation session. You know what I mean? I've called for his head a lot of the time already, but Rafa Benitez, really? Is that like, are we really going to go down that route again? Like, are we going
They
to
want any manager, fam.
There's a reason why he went to manage in China, fam. You go, I'm coming from.
No.
There's no reason. No.
yes.
Hold on. At the end of the day, bro. Nah. Kai, I know you do like what I've got to say, but fam, I'm not taking Benitez at this club. I'm sorry. There's no explanation you can give me. Why would we bring him back to the club? For what reason?
But isn't he better? Isn't he better than Lampard though? Damn it.
Even if he's better than Lampard, tactically, why should we bring Benitez back to the club? You know what I'm saying?
Interim, man.
Because we're
Interim.
ninth. Because we're ninth. We're ninth, man. We need to go up the table.
Yeah, steady the shit to the end of the season.
Yeah.
But what gives you the impression that he's actually going to come in and do that? Rafa Benitez as an individual, a lot of people, a lot of people keep forgetting. Hold on.
Damn it, I think.
Something that everybody finishes that doesn't forget, yeah? There's a thing that we all forget. When these managers come in and take over, yes, tactically, he's better than Lampard. Do you know what I'm saying? 100%. And the thing is, the comments now think I'm like a super hardcore Lampard in. They have no idea, fam. They have absolutely no idea. Kai, you know what I'm on. Sadiq knows what I'm on. Alex knows what I'm on. Lewis knows what I'm on. I don't know if Adam knows what I'm on, but you man all know what I'm on with regards to Lampard. But for me, at the end of the day, I just feel like that's a recipe for disaster, fam. See how the club reacted and see how the fans and everybody reacted. Some people are going to tell me, oh, fans are not in the ground. Trust me, fam. I don't think that's something that we're going to want. And do you think Benitez will take that job again? He might end up taking it and it will shock me. He might end up doing it and it will shock me. But when push comes to shove, the way we treated him when he came to the club last time, I don't see him coming back. So I don't think that's one we shouldn't be even looking at the moment. That's what I think anyway.
All right, Kaya, what was your thoughts? Because you didn't agree on that.
Bro, I think, Dami, You're a good guy, and I like you, but I think you're overrating what Lampard is as a manager, man.
No.
Bro,
Lewis,
for
and
me,
Lewis,
for
we were
me,
just on
for
streaming
me,
it. Lewis,
for
we
me,
were just on streaming it, and I gave you my opinion. Everybody knows
No,
what my
listen,
opinion on Lampard is, isn't it?
listen,
You know what I'm saying?
listen. Yeah, I know, but listen,
Go on,
I've already said this. Tactically, Lampard is the worst manager we had at Chelsea, and there's a lot of break. Like yesterday, I read an article on Marca, and they said Lampard is the worst manager in the Roman era. They did like tactical stuff, average point, they did all the analysis. So I would rather have a guy who won the Champions League than a guy who couldn't even get Derby promoted. I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't like
Europa
Derby,
League, you mean?
right? He's a fat waiter. I don't like him, but at the
You mean
same
Europa
time,
League, yeah?
we are ninth.
No,
We
he's
are
also
ninth. Beggar
improved
can't be
in the-
choosers. man.
Istanbul, G.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not what am I with Chelsea? But I want to ask you a question, Kai. Yeah, and you answered it truthfully. If you had a girlfriend who was beating you up and you separate, would you go back to her?
Yeah, but I'm already. If
No.
that's the Lampard.
Answer me
No,
straight.
but
Answer
if your
my
current boyfriends beat you up
question.
even more, if your current boyfriend beat you even more, much more, like Lampard does to us, it's like either this or this,
Also,
you
you
lot,
would
man. You lot.
So would you? Do you see what I'm saying? You'd leave toxicity.
Damn it! I would just tell you this. I would rather take the punch than be kicked, man. That's it. That's all I'm going to say, man.
Damn, man, you're too much, G. You're too much. You're too
Exactly,
much.
man.
You're too much.
Damn,
man.
he just loves Lampard, man. He rates him too much.
He
bro.
don't. He don't.
The
He
people
don't.
in
he
the
don't.
comments
Nah,
like,
trust me. He's in the same boat that we're all, where it's like, Frank, we love you, but respectfully, this ain't it, G. I think that's the boat we're all in. Like, we're not all. We can't be just Lampard in or Lampard out. It isn't as black and white as that. Because if you're Lampard out, you happen to also, for the most part, find yourself being disrespectful about him. For the most part, that's not what any of us are on. We rate Lampard. It's just, as the coach, it's not the time, man. Maybe 5-10 years, we can come back and we'll be better than the first time ever was. But right now, it just really isn't it. But the question I do want to ask you guys as well is, what kind of team do you guys want to see for this game? Because are we going to see the same sort of team against Morecambe? I really hope not, because we got 3 other league games in the next week following that. But same way with the amount of pressure that's on Frank Lampard's shoulders, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a strong team, because Frank Lampard just wants to go and get the result, because maybe progression in the FA Cup will heighten his chances of staying in the job. But same way, what are you guys' thoughts? Because we could say play a strong team for confidence purposes, but we said that for the last round against League 2 Morecambe, and all we did was scrape a 1-0 win against Fulham, a 10-man Fulham as well, by the way, and then get dominated by Leicester City. So I'll go around the panel, but Alex, what are your thoughts?
Look, if we're being honest, what we want, the team we want to see, and the team he's going to put out, 2 completely different things. Honestly, yeah, I think the only sort of youth player, well, I wouldn't even say he's youth anymore because he's on the fringes, we'll see tomorrow will probably be Gilmore. Andrew, who's supposedly meant to get more minutes this season, won't be playing tomorrow because he couldn't even get a start against Morecambe. Luton, the Championship. So, if he starts, I'll be very surprised. But I honestly don't see why he's still here, to be honest, because where are these minutes he's going to play going to come from? He's not going to play in the Champions League, probably not the Premier League. And if he's not starting against Morecambe, and let's face it, probably won't start tomorrow, he's not really going to get a chance this season. But yeah, with I reckon he'll probably start Kepa in goal.
Oh, God.
Thiago probably get given a rest, probably do Zuma and Rudy at the back. Probably Emerson. I'm not sure who will put it right back. He might put Dave there, but I don't know. Maybe he wants Reece to get some more minutes under his belt. I have no idea. In the middle, I'd probably say Gilmore, Havertz, and I want to say that he won't start Mount, but oh man. You know what I mean?
Imagine Mount plays 4 games in 10 days. I can't be bothered. I really
Captain
can't.
material, man. That's
well.
what they say. Captain material, fam.
Captain hospital material at that rate, man. The amount of games this guy has.
And it'll probably Callum will probably get given 75 minutes, come off. We all think he'll start against Wolves and probably won't start.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If Giroud's fit, then I don't know. It's between him and Tammy. But
I
then
think
Werner,
he's quite
Werner
fit,
did
to be
start
fair.
against.
Yeah, it's
but-
only Kante out for this one, from what I heard.
Yeah, he's
Even
quite
Giroud-
fit both ways. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then Werner didn't start against Leicester either, so I don't know. I honestly, whatever happens, I think he'll put out a strong team. But yeah, I don't think. I think Andrew will have his feet up in the east stand lower. To be honest with you,
Yeah, Sadiq, going on to you as well. Do you see how many big players do you see starting for this game? Because it could be another game for someone like Timo Werner to get some confidence in, but same way, if he starts banging in against Luton, it's going to start becoming a bit of a recurring theme where he's just stat padding against the unknown sides. Go on, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, you're going to see probably the same lineup from the last cup game. That's what you're going to see. Straight. There's going to be no rotating players. You might see Jorginho and Kepa coming as usual, like from the last game, of course. But you're not going to see the youngsters like Andrew and that. You're not going to see any of that because this is a big game for Lampard. If he loses this is going to go down in history. Fam. End of the day, it's going to go down. So Frank Lampard has to win this game. Like Alex said, it's not going to be an easy game where we're going to run through it. We might, be 1-0 or something first half, and then we kill off the game. We somehow get 3 lucky goals or something. Werner tap in, or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not going to be proper good. But yeah, let's see, man.
All right, cool. Kaya, we're going to go to you next. Strong lineup or hoping for a lot of rotations? What's your thoughts? Oh, you're on mute again, bro.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do the same thing he did before, right? He's just gonna have a strong lineup. He's gonna play Werner up front, and he is gonna bench him for Wolves the game after, even if he scores like 2 or 3 goals. And I see Mount playing, of course. Like Mount always plays. Basically, he's gonna try to get a win. It's a big game for him.
The same way it could be the same with any lineup. Go on.
Every game he plays for his job. And I don't think he's going to survive the next 3 games, if I'm honest. It's just a matter of time now.
I mean, but it's a case of unless we already have an option here, I understand why he's still here. But if he hasn't gone, if we have an option for someone to replace Lampard, I don't know why we haven't pulled the trigger already. Because
that's what I'm saying.
We shouldn't lose 3 or 6 more points, isn't it?
That's why I keep saying. So that's why I keep telling people that there's a reason why he wasn't sacked. Do you know what I mean? So that's why everybody was like, "Oh, we've got a black year down in the building." I'm like, "Nah, that's not how we run." Because you know what I'm saying, man. No, at the end of the day, I know that with Lampard right now, he's not really performing. And if the club actually had something to put in, because right now the options are Allegri, which they clearly don't want. Tuchel, they are sort of like watching that. Tuchel is literally dancing, in lingerie in front of the club. He wants to sign for us. Man is twerking. You understand? No, but man is twerking for the club right now. We don't want him. So that's the only other option we have. But the club clearly don't want him. So we've got to just wait for what we can get in the summer. So do you want to appoint Tuchel right now that the club don't really want to take over and get the job done and possibly win trophies? Or do you just sort of get an actual proper interim? I mean, I'm hearing this Benitez shout. If he does come, I'll be like, yeah, fair play. But I don't see that happening. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but why an interim? Tuchel is a very, very good manager, man. Like,
Yeah,
he's 10 times. Yeah, but he's 10. Yeah, but he's 10 times the manager Lampard is. What are we gonna keep going downfall till 15th? Are we gonna go to 15th?
I'm not.
I don't understand this. It's stupid, man. We're gonna do the same thing with Conte, but Conte was actually able to get us to 5th.
Bro, even if he's better, I don't want him at the club. What do you mean? We don't need anyone at that level.
No, but it's not. My thing is not even about whether he's better or not. I clock. Tuchel tried to get the job before. We declined.
Yeah.
Do you know who offered Tuchel to the club? Do you know who did that? Do you know who did that? The man who did that, is the man that helped Roman Abramovich to buy this football club. So Roman has clear respect for the man. For Roman to reject something of that caliber from the person of that caliber shows you something. Do you know what I mean? It shows you something. So the club are sort of like I keep saying, we on that crisis meeting. You know that crisis meeting they had? I can promise you this is how it went down. Boss, we couldn't find any replacements. That's why you're still here. End of conversation. I swear to God. That's how that meeting probably went down. You know what I mean? So, but I'm not lying. I'm not lying. You might know I'm not lying, innit? So that's how things probably went down. So that's why have to sort. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, but until when we there's have to be a time where club is like, okay,
that's
we
what I'm
can't
saying.
we can't keep taking L's and D's the whole fucking time, man. Just draws and losses, man.
Fam, I know.
You lot. Let them both settle it, man. Let everyone sit back, get the popcorn, get the drinks sorted.
Dammy, I think if we lose or draw the next 3 games, they have to settle. They can't just be like, I think they're just gonna settle for Tuchel, which shouldn't be a settle because he's a very good manager.
But Kyle, I think deep it, yeah. So they haven't sacked him now, okay? So let's look at it like this. Yeah, we've got Luton, we've got Wolves, and we've got Burnley
and Spurs.
Games, right? With those 3 games, we could have used a new manager that could have taken those 3 games to start getting something rolling. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they could just give him time. They could just give him time a little bit,
I swear this guy has an agenda against me, fam. I'm pretty easy. Don't worry, Shy. It's calm. Shady Nation, it's calm. Let me prove my point. Yeah, let me prove my point. What I'm trying to say is, like, with Tuchel, I rate Tuchel as a manager. But the thing is, I'm not looking at it from the perspective of, I just rate Tuchel. I've tweeted Tuchel propaganda. You know what I'm saying? I've tweeted Tuchel pictures. I know what he's about. I've watched all his videos where he's talking about using diamond type pitches in order to eliminate crossing. I've seen it all. But the club clearly do not want him. You know what I mean? There's an article that came out.
True. That's not true. You can't say they don't want him. I think it's more to the fact that they want to give Lampard a little bit more time. But they will. There's going to be a time where they're going to be like, okay, this is not working at all. They might do a Conte, but Conte was never this bad. I don't think any manager we had was going like downfall like this bad. That we barely got any wins for the last 2 months. I think that if we keep losing, they're going to have to say, okay, we have to go for Tuchel. We can't just keep going this anymore. I think they would prefer to keep him until the summer. But is that really realistic if we're going to be ending at 10th by February?
I think
that's what I think.
Want Nagelsmann. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
I think they want a manager. They want a young new manager. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea, that's what Chelsea want. Like I said, Tuchel has come up for this job bare times. It's like that chick or that guy that keeps hollering the other person and you keep airing their DMs. That's what's going on. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what so Tuchel has come up with things many times and we've aired him, fam. Left him on red, blue tick, WhatsApp. That's what it's on. So for me, based on that information I've seen, like I said,
look at it.
Tuchel, I rate him. I don't need to. I think thing is, I don't feel like I need.
Yeah, but it's you're saying the club doesn't want him. That's not. They're giving Lampard time because of who Lampard is to the club, right? Yeah. But at the end of the day, there's gonna be a time where they're gonna be okay. This is suicidal, man. And they're just gonna sack him, and then they're gonna replace him. And the option that they have right now is Tuchel. And if the Athletic says that they're talking to him, if Bild were very close to him saying that Chelsea are talking to him, and that's who they want, I would believe 2 more sources more than I believe Matt Law, because Matt Law wants Lampard to stay.
Brother,
I don't see him staying. I don't see him staying. I think he's gonna be replaced.
After that Leicester game, I don't know if you saw the video and streams I put out. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a busy man, but me, I said my thing in it. I tweeted about Tuchel already. I, as an individual, would like, if Tuchel came into the club today, you'd see me dancing to Thiago Silva on Twitter, because, you know what I'm saying? I'd love the man to come through. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm telling you that the club right now, based on the information we've seen in all the articles, even written by some stupidly reliable journalists from the past, innit? These men have said, Tuchel this is not the first time he's coming for the job. Roman Abramovich's friend that that got this man the club as the whole, fam, offered this man, and he said no. Do you know how much magnitude that carries?
Yeah, but that's the
magnitude.
That was back in 2018 because we had different plans. Now we have different things.
Yeah,
that's completely different scenarios. We also, Chelsea was interested in Klopp, but they decided to keep Jose Mourinho, if you remember back in the day. But that doesn't mean that they back then, because they didn't want him, they wouldn't take him now. Things change. And if you remember, there's a lot of let me finish. There's a lot of reports that are saying that Marina likes Tuchel. So I'm sure if Marina can be able to convince Lampard to take him. There's a lot of contradicting reports. So you never know. All I'm saying is, if Lampard keep losing, I doubt that they will give him till the summer.
Lewis, can you bring up that from Laz 1212, please?
There you go.
The club don't want him, bro. Roman are just trying to do business. I doubt they're giving. They are not giving him time, fam. It's because they haven't come to a conclusion.
That's it.
That's what's happening.
Lampard's
It's not about time. Look at our results, fam. It's been poor, piss poor.
You know the thing
Roman is
also,
sitting
though.
there saying, "Oh my
You know
God."
the thing also is
they haven't come to a conclusion, innit? Yeah, go on.
Thomas Tuchel has a habit of falling out with people at PSG, like with the board. We're speaking. People are saying about Lampard apparently not being backed, which is a myth anyway, because we spent over £100 million in the transfer window just gone. If Tuchel comes, this guy we could spend X amount. This guy could still be complaining about, we don't have this, don't have that. People like Carson who will work with the limited resources they've got. You know, you look at Southampton, pound for pound, most of their players probably don't get into
Our youth academy,
7, 8 teams, but as a team, they look well drilled, well organized because the manager's using them effectively. It's not a case of their individuals being the best in the league.
Jesus, they're dragging in these moments.
Alex, I get that. I'm not saying Tuchel per se will be the manager that we get, but I do think that if results keep going south, that he will be replaced sooner than the summer. That's all I'm saying. It's not necessarily Tuchel. It could be someone else. I'm a person who believes anybody anybody could be bought. Even Nagelsmann. We can pay RB Leipzig an amount of money that will get us Nagelsmann.
But why would Nagelsmann leave the club mid-season? Do you see what I'm saying?
Even after the season,
but that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because why would he just leave? Because here's the thing: RB Leipzig a few years ago, okay, they were looking like a club that brings in talent and then sells it off for profit. And you could even say the same thing last season, the Timo Werner deal. But now they're a team fighting for the Bundesliga. They're the closest team towards Bayern Munich right now.
Yeah,
they're a solid team now. Like they're not still up and coming like they were a few years ago. Now
I get that. I think I feel like you guys are misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. I think you guys are misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is they want to replace Lampard. Tuchel is not necessarily the one that they will go for, but he's one of the options. And I feel like a lot of people are thinking that Lampard will stay here till the summer no matter what. And I don't think that's the case. I don't think his job is safe until the summer. It might not be Tuchel, it might be someone else, but it will be someone. I think it doesn't have to be Tuchel, but Lampard will be replaced. The club already, if you listen to the Chelsea cast yesterday, Liam said himself that the club already decided to replace Lampard. So now it's just a matter of time when he will be replaced. But a lot of but I don't understand. What's the thing with Tuchel? Why are you arguing with me over Tuchel?
I'm not. Well, I'm telling. See, if you man clock here, since I came in, the only thing I've been saying is it's a matter of when, not if, fam. All I've said is that if the club, I literally just gave you an example of how the meeting went down. All I said is the reason why you haven't been sacked is because we don't have a replacement. That's what I said. And I've said
that. Yeah, you can see it from a press conference, though. It's like you don't even have to be like a psychologist.
I think
I know. So my thing is, if it was as straightforward as Tuchel, it would have been done. Do you catch my drift? So that's what I'm saying, innit? Galactus Pro, you're weird, fam. You know what I'm saying? You are weird, cuz. You get me? you are very weird, fam.
You have too many haters, damn. You have too many haters.
I mean, I love them more. You know what I mean? They pattern me up from time to time. I need them to keep me in check. So
I heard Tuchel for the Chelsea job back in 2018. He named every academy player and where they played, and like he had the proper research into the academy players. And apparently, the Chelsea board were like really impressed by it. They were like taken back. But it was obviously at the time we were just set on Sarri, wasn't it? It was always going to be Sarri.
Because they don't want to argue with managers, and Sarri is a very passive guy, you know, the way he deals with transfers. But I think with a little bit more time with Lampard, they will take anybody. If I'm honest with you guys.
All right. Go on. Oh, you just finishing off?
No, that's it. That's
all right, cool. I just want to say as a final question, because I'm also jumping on Sadiq's live at 9 p.m. So, guys, check that one out if you guys are also checking out the streams afterwards. But as a final question to you guys, very simple. Score prediction for tomorrow. What are your thoughts? Alex, I'll start with you.
Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm going to say we're going to win 3-0, but don't hold that against me. if
I
by
am
any
not-
chance, if by any
Sorry.
chance we have some sort of
Rory,
some
man.
replay of the Bradford game, I'm gonna say 3-0, right? That's me. That's me being as optimistic as possible. But listen, listen, they might well score a couple goals. You know,
Jesus.
I'm not putting it past them.
We got to this point where we're pissed about Luton. Danny,
Yeah.
go off, because you want to go
Brother
off.
spent $2 to say I'm not. Oh God! I think I came onto this pod with wrong energy in it. Lewis, you might know my stance, fam. I guess Tuchel is not a Chelsea man, damn me, aka Rory. With all respect to Rory Jennings, I'm not one of them lot. You get me? All I'm telling you, yeah, all I've said to you is that Tuchel would have been signed a lot quicker if it was as straightforward as they just wanted Tuchel. Tuchel is a top coach. Oh man. You man know
You
know what, Dammy, I think you get all that back and forth is because you give them, you get triggered from it. People like reactions.
Fam, I
Just
mean, they
ignore
love
it,
it,
man.
fam. But nah, at the end of the day, my thing is, if all my let me make the English straightforward. I don't think I can make it any more straightforward than what I'm about to say. If it was as simple as Tuchel, it would have been done. I did not say he might not still sign, but if the club were thinking of other people, different human beings, it would have been done. I can't make it any more straightforward than that. You get me? I rate Tuchel.
Dammy, you're getting
reactions. You're not gonna
Dammy,
You get too emotional with super chat, man.
Dammy,
Oh
you're getting more hate than Benitez.
On God, fam. It's mad, isn't it? Rah, fam. I can't be blood.
Danny, score predictions while we're at it. Go on, chat to me.
Damn, he wants John Terry to be the next manager.
You know what I'm saying? I love Terry. You know what I mean? I'd rather get relegated now before they clip it. I'm not gonna let them clip it. You know them when they clip you on YouTube now. I'm not doing that. Now tomorrow, honestly, I just see. Yeah, I can't lie to you. I don't care. I just want us to actually play properly. Do you know what I mean? I want to see energy.
What a goal.
You know what I'm saying? I'd like us to score like what? Maybe 3-4 goals. You know what I mean? I want us to actually go in and play the team properly. Right, these comments are wild, yo.
My goodness. Did you drop the score prediction though?
I said 3-4-0 in it. I'd like to.
Okay, cool. Adam.
Dammy Jennings, I'm done. Man. Dammy Jennings.
Do you know the funny part? I don't got a notification from YouTube. I won't one of them just subscribed. I'm just going to keep quiet. This comment.
Yeah. Leave Dammy alone, man. Dammy's not as deluded as Rory, man. Dammy is a decent thinking human being, man.
Right, Adam, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts was we should have got a new manager before Luton, because Luton was the perfect game to actually have a new manager to work with players as an experiment game, to actually implement his system. And I just don't think I think we should have hired a new manager before Luton. But I think we'll get I think we'll concede more, but I think it will be a 3-1 win, comfortable win. But we will concede simply because of Keppel being goal. So yeah.
Right, Kaya, what's your thoughts as well?
I can already see it, man. Like a last minute winner, 1-0, and all the Lampard in people's writing like trust the process. In Lampard we trust, man. I already see it. Like oh
wait, where are you now? Why is Lampard out heaters now? You know them tweets in it.
Trust the regress.
You know what? Trust the process. Yeah, it's like we're back or whatever. Or Rory spending like a 30-minute or hour and a half stream saying how good we were, man. So we play Wolf and get a draw at home or something stupid.
I am not involved. You know what I'm saying? I am not involved. I'm just observing. You know what I mean?
Team
that's something Rory would say, man. That's something
I'm not saying anything about Rory. I get on with him very well.
I'm not involved. I'm not involved.
Big up Rory. We'll say that.
1-0. I think 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea.
I think they'll defend. They'll defend. Trust the regress. That exactly. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that.
I can't lie.
YT viewer. I'm gonna use it.
Now, but what a line, Alex. Alright, Sadiq, chat to me. What's your score predictions?
Fam, just give me a win, man. I don't really care what it is, fam. I just want to move on.
You know what it is?
I'm gonna move
You
on.
know what?
G.
And you know what it is? I was looking yesterday as like our unbeaten at home record, 85. Now, literally, Stamford Bridge, like we just take L's there, man. I looked at the record under Lampard. We have lost 5 games from like what is it, 12 games last season with Lampard at home. You know, it's like what happened, man? 86 undefeated at home, and now Stamford Bridge, like we just get spanked there, man. Like it's nobody's business. Just sad how like our regression.
No, I
as
just
well as the club.
realised if we lose tomorrow, Lampard gets sacked on tomorrow after the game.
Carlo Ancelotti's saying. But again,
You can use that trust and regress for free, by the way. I'm not charging.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
You lot can use that trust and regress for free. I'm not charging.
You know them ones, yeah. If we lose tomorrow,
I'm gonna use it.
Man's P45 will come through the air, fam. You know what I'm saying? They'll drop with helicopter. Abramovich will come around himself, fam. I'm telling you.
Pick him up with a ladder, you know, just like grab him with his
Club will just drop the
fly
statement themselves. They won't even tell him about it. It'll be one of them ones. You'll have to check it out.
Man will get to Cobham, man. His card won't work to be pinned. You know,
You're like that meme, bro.
By the way, did you see what Lampard said? Did you guys see what Lampard said? He said it's not about 4-2-3-1. It's not about 4-3-3. It's about the basics and the passion. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus Christ.
No wonder we're taking L's like it's nobody's business, man. If it's all about the passion.
I mean, at the very least, the only thing I'm getting out of that is that we don't have any fight on the pitch. Like we can see goals
like we have
very
no
early as an example of that. So maybe at the worst, he might have just worded that absolutely terribly.
Terrible.
I would just say like
say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's such a new
just like that. But at the very least, I'm gonna say I hope he didn't mean it like that because that's just basically your dad talk. But guys, this has been a great stream anyway. Big up to all of the panel that's jumped on. The link to Worldwide Chelsea and Sadiq's, the link to Worldwide Chelsea and Dammy's channel are all literally in the title, so check it out. And check out Worldwide Chelsea's channel as well, because we're going live on his channel straight from 9 o'clock, so go check it out. Kaio, the link is in the pinned tweet in the comment section below, as per usual. And I'm going to drop the links to these guys' Twitters in the description below as well. So, guys, go check it out. And, yes, until then, take care. We'll see you lot tomorrow. 12 p.m. kickoff. My sleeping pattern's going to hate this. Lucozade energy drinks.
I'm staying up after the McGregor fight. I'm just doing...
Oh, right. Yeah, there's some... Oh, bastards.
McGregor.
Okay, so you lot are probably going to see the most tired watch along ever, but hopefully Chelsea don't do anything to frighten me and wake me up. Guys, we'll see you at Worldwide Chelsea's channel in about 15 minutes. Until then, take care and up the Chelsea.